Deliberations Commission to order at 8:45 a.m. on February 26, 2026. The meeting is being held at the Levin College of Law courtyard. Let's do a quick attendance to ensure quorum. Everyone please state their names.
Real good. Wilson Roberts.
Bill Golan.
Christian Gibran.
And Juliana Perez. The commission will, great, so all 5 commissioners are present. The commission will now move to pending complaints. The first matter before the commission is Mr. Sklar.
Yes.
Okay. He has brought a complaint against the Vision Party alleging a violation of Student Body Statute 761.3. For the orderly conduct of the hearing, the commission will apply the standard presentation time structure. Each side will be given 3 minutes for opening statements, followed by 5 minutes for the presentation of evidence and witnesses, and 3 minutes for closing statements. The respondent will be afforded the same amount of time as the petitioner for each portion. Time will be kept by the chair. Commissioners may ask questions at any time and will not count against a party's allotted time. Perfect. So let me pull up a timer to begin your 3 minutes.
All right.
Okay, and whenever you're ready.
Okay. May it please commission. My name is Tyler Sklar. I'm here before this body to present a complaint brought under Student Body Statute 761.3. This statute prohibits any candidate or representative of a political party from giving, offering, or promising a benefit not authorized by student body law in order to influence votes. Under Student Body Statute 700.4c, a benefit is defined as anything that includes any material used for campaigning that does not pertain to the election is meant to sway votes. Material is not limited to for a candidate. It includes anything of tangible value that influences voting behavior. Recent reporting in the spring 26 general election by the Independent Board of Alligator establishes new allegations of benefits violations by multiple Greek life organizations in the Vision Party. These allegations include a chapter point system tied to voting event attendance, conditioned on casting ballot, which is part of compulsory voting. All of these benefits are tangible. An explicit connection is established by the alligator between these incentives, Greek life students, and compulsive and incentivized voting behavior. The election was completely uncontested, but the Vision Party is the only slate of candidates on the ballot, as recognized in official student ballot documents. Compelling students to cast a ballot in that context creates an automatic link to the only party running. Before proceeding further, I must raise a crucial structural concern with the contents of this point in this body. Historical reporting, academic research, and the Unite tape document past coordination between political leadership, Greek organizations, election mechanisms such as eyewitness sticker boards. Those mechanisms have been associated with both the political machine historically known as a system and with the dominant party structure that Vision is alleged to be the most recent iteration. As such, if the election commission has previously interacted with or been implicated in those mechanisms, even indirectly, there may be imprints of conflict. But this commission must remain neutral and nonpartisan in reviewing allegations that can directly affect the legitimacy of elections at the University of Florida student government. The burden here is not proof beyond reasonable doubt. The question is based on a standard of disbarment of the evidence, which is more likely that a violation occurred or not, in order to support the relief that I was meant to be a public reprimand, in order to restore trust and integrity of this institution with the student body and greater public. When the totality of the circumstances is considered, the answer is yes. Such relief is warranted for the sake of student self-governance.
And now you will have 5 minutes to present any evidence or witness testimony that you have.
Alright, so as I stated in my opening statement, material is not limited to fluid candy. This statute explicitly states that those examples are not exhaustive. A benefit is anything of tangible value that affects the voter's interests. Event tenants at densions and mixes their tangible privilege, and a structured point system affecting internal state is a measurable incentive. These are material benefits. And as established by the alligator in Exhibit 6A to 6F, the alligator reports that Greek organizations have been incentivized to require members to vote. A point system awarding members for voting. Event access conditional on participation and required voting despite an uncontested election. The reporting recognizes a direct connection between Greek-like incentives and voting. Since Vision was the only slate on the ballot, compelled voting necessarily advantaged Vision. And this pattern of behavior has been recognized across decades as established in set 1 to set 5. This point does not arise in that vacuum. There's a documented historical voting structure at the University of Florida student government. In 1998, court proceedings recognized the existence of a political machine voting coordinated block voting associated with Florida blue key as established in Exhibits 1A and 1F. academic or from the Bradshaw thesis or Senior thesis and Opicon thesis and Exhibits 2A and 2C document horse trading with student government positions between Greek blocks, the use of benefits and incentives, a unified voting block of over 6,000 students, for a blueprint acting as a nucleus binding the system together, and party rebranding when the system accumulates enough negative attention. The United States third document in Exhibits 3A and 3C, collaboration between party leadership and organizers, use of sticker boards to track turnout, and explicit use and threats tied to voting compliance. I-voter stickers are not symbolic. They function as a tracking mechanism established in Exhibit 2A, Exhibit 3A to 3B, and Exhibit 4A. Reporting from fall 2023 to fall 2025 establishes similar allegations to Vision as established in Exhibit 4A to Exhibit 5B. Vision has accused of publicly being a rebrand of the Dia Party, which itself was alleged to be system aligned as established in Exhibit 4A and 4C. This pattern remains consistent. Compulsory voting includes incentivized participation, stricter tracking, and quartering block turnout, which equals electoral dominance. And there's an agency through alignment as established through Exhibit 1A to 5B that Greek organizations have been done not merely as endorsers of the system, but as enforcement arms of the voting structure. When the same organizations require voting, offer benefits tied to participation, and public align with the vision candidates, that establishes agency through alignment. This is not speculation, it is circumstantial evidence consistent with decades of documented behavior. And as for the standard view, this commission is not being asked to determine criminal guilt. You're being asked whether it's more likely that a violation is than not this work relief. When multiple students report compulsory voting, benefits are tied to voting, the election is uncontested, that dominant slate benefits, and the content merely mirrors a historically documented mechanism, that meets the threshold. Alright, so the evidence presented today is not built on rumor, it's built on a court-recognized political structure, academic scholarship spanning decades, documented sticker board mechanisms, public admissions of compulsory voting, a structured benefit system tied to participation, and a completely uncontested Vision Party slate receiving turnout consistent with historically dominant block size. This is a recognizable pattern behavior. Compulsory voting and incentivized voting operate together. Sticker boards enforce compliance. Greek organizations act in line with the dominant slate, and this pattern has been recognized by courts, scholars, journalists, former student government officials, and the press. If this commission dismisses such a pattern as coincidence, it risks undermining the integrity of the University of Florida student government. If there's any appearance that the commission itself has previously interacted or been aware of similar mechanism, it must take extra care to demonstrate neutrality. Democratic legitimacy depends on it. The question before you is not whether the evidence proves guilt beyond all doubt, it's whether the totality of the circumstances establishes substantial grounds that benefits are used to influence votes in violation of student-wide statute 761.2. That record supports that conclusion. For the sake of electoral integrity and the legitimacy of the University of Florida student government, I respectfully request that appropriate public reprimand. Thank you.
We really appreciate, all the time you prepared and your detailed presentation. We appreciate, your continued involvement with this process. It doesn't go unnoticed.
Thank you.
Yes, of course. So the commission will now proceed to consider the merits of the complaint. I would like to point out that section 76.1.3, the specific language is that it requires proof that a candidate or party representative provided an unauthorized benefit to influence votes. And looking at the evidence, I didn't see a specific allegation towards a single candidate or party representative as mentioned in the statute. The majority of the packet is historical context and does not allege any present cycle acts by an identified individual covered by the statute. I would like to mention also that the allegations for the 2026 cycle come from a newspaper article. This is anonymous and second-hand statements. So I would be concerned if that is sufficient evidence to bring forward a statement to the respondent when presenting cases.
Yeah, I would second that. I think that the lack of information detailing any sort of concrete injury that's occurred during this election cycle leaves this complaint a little bit wanting in terms of substance.
Also, the evidence
must vote on the complaint. I will go one by one to all the commissioners for their vote. If you are in favor of the dismissal, say yes. If you are not, say no. Wilson.
Yes.
Drew. Christian. No. Yes. Okay, and with that, the complaint is now officially dismissed with a majority vote. I'm so sorry, Tyler. Thank you so much for coming in and speaking with us. You're more than welcome to stay and hear out the rest of the complaints, but I appreciate you and your time. It does not go unnoticed. So
No worries.
yes.
Thank you.
The commission did not receive any technical complaints, so we will now move to the verification of the spring 2026 election results. The election concluded yesterday, and at this time there are no pending or technical complaints. We will now vote for the validation of election results. Wilson,
Yes.
Drew, Christian,
Yes.
Noah.
Yes.
Perfect. This meeting is now adjourned at 8:56 a.m. with the election results. Thank you.